Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. This is Small Archangel, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Rising World Survival, our medieval village build. And this is our farmhouse. So far, as I've said before, this is an extensive project, going to take some time. I'm going to be doing a bit of work off camera, but probably not that much, just because, well, partly because I haven't got that much time, to be honest, but partly because I want you guys to see the process of this as much as possible as well, without it being too boring. As you can see, however, what I have done off camera since the last episode, I have placed the well cover here. Technically, I could probably get rid of these surrounding planks now, but I actually quite like it the way it is, so I'm going to leave that as is, so I can't fall down there by accident now, which is fantastic. I haven't done anything to the farmhouse. We're going to be doing some work on the farmhouse, or rather we're going to be doing some work on the barn today. I've got the scaffold there. I've finished the roof and also the beam constructions on the outbuilding there and on the barn here, or rather this is our stable, folks. This is going to be our stable, so I'd really like to kind of put something that resembles a water trough in there, but for the moment I'm actually going to leave it, because when mounts get introduced, you never know, we might actually have some sort of objects that pertain specifically to them, so we'll leave that empty for the moment, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, at some point we'll be able to put a horse, we'll be able to stable a horse in there. So there we go. We've got a little bit of a yard around the back here, which, I don't know, we could grow some stuff in there, possibly. It's like a little kitchen garden, I guess. And a couple of people have said in the comments that technically you probably wouldn't have the windows in the back wall there. And I kind of inclined to agree, actually. We'd have a window going out into the yard. But if this was a sort of a fortified place, we probably wouldn't, in point of fact, have any windows here. So having rethought that, I'm going to have windows on the upstairs walls outside, if that makes any sense. So on the upper story we shall have windows, but in here we shall leave it enclosed just like that for security's sake. And we're going to have some gates, or rather some doors on the yard there, and we might do that today as well. But the first thing we are going to do today, I've crafted some crates and containers, which is going to be very useful, because look at the state of my inventory. We need some containers to put things in here. And to start with, this is our storage barn, really, and we're going to put our crates in here. So I'm just going to turn that one. Oh no, that isn't what I meant at all. What just happened there? I don't know. Let's just get that. Oh, I see. It's just tilting because of the landscape. Ah, that's it. Well, probably, I'm not sure if I'm going to leave the floor like this, or I might do, actually. Let's just cancel. Let's just pick this back up again. We probably ought to put some flooring in here first, shouldn't we? The only trouble is I haven't got any space left to do that. So, okay, we've got a bucket there. Right, what I'm going to do then, to begin with, we're just going to place a barrel here. I'm going to offload some stuff into it, like that, for example. We just need to put some of this in there so that we've actually got the space to make some blocks. We're going to go into favourites, and I think in here we've got these cobblestones, and I reckon that's probably what we should have on the ground here. Let's just have a look and see. We've got natural blocks here. We probably do want some sort of stone, actually, so let's have a look. They're too regular. Yeah, we're going to go for these, so I'm going to make a couple of blocks of those, basically, just because I think it's going to be a good idea for us to have plenty of these available to us. And we'll fill this in. Yeah, we've got a sledgehammer, so if I decide this isn't what I want, ultimately we can quite easily rethink it. Now, the only thing I don't like about those stones, really, is that they're really quite small. But I think they'll do the job for the moment. So I'm going to need now, I'll place these crates, because then we're going to have somewhere to put things. Just like that will do nicely, I think. There we are. And we'll have the other crate just next to it there. And then we'll have some more storage in here as well. Probably have a chest, and we'll have a few barrels. But for the moment, I need to pick these, take those out of there, and then we can pick up our barrel and place it on the other side of our barn. Just there for the moment will do nicely. There we go. Okay, and this side of the roof is open, of course, to the air, because ultimately we're going to have the top half of the barn there. So that's fine. All right, I'm going to put in here foodstuffs. We'll just put that there, and then here I'm just going to put. We're going to put our blocks in there. So these are my leftover blocks. There we go. We've got actually quite a lot of those, including thatch, but we'll need that for the top of the farmhouse anyway, so it's worthwhile saving those. And then I'll keep all my tools on me, I think. There we go. All right, and then before I forget, I will just eat an apple because getting a little bit low on food and hydration there, though our well will help with that now. Our orchard, meanwhile, the trees still haven't grown a jot. Well, hey. All right, so there we go. So that is the story so far. Now, I would like to put some gates there. The gates are going to be, and we're going to have some gates here as well. The gates are going to be doors, of course, so they're going to be as high as the walls. Let's just have a look in here and see what we're going to need. We're going to basically have some doors like that, I think. Let's just see what other doors. Well, the other ones just look a little bit too high-end, possibly. We could have a couple of doors like that, I guess, on our barn, possibly. Let's see. Stop spinning. Okay, yeah, that's a possibility, I guess, but I think in some ways, actually, those are probably more appropriate for our purposes. Let's just... We've got a bit of a limited supply choice at the moment, of course. Now, let's see. There is a way that we can get this to look the same on both sides. I would like to have a pair of them, and that could be quite difficult. Right, let's try it like this. Okay, that's not really going to work, is it? Okay, there we go. So unfortunately, these are going to not look very like each other. And I'm not sure, I might mess about with this later, but I don't think that there's really any way that I can resolve that. Not at least without them. I might be able to do something like this. And then we shut that, and it's, yeah, doesn't look the same at all. Okay, that is my problem, and there's a gap between them as well. Okay, let's see if we can pick that up again. There we go. Okay, so those aren't ideal because, unfortunately, yes, we can open them like that, but they don't open as a pair. And as I say, I might mess around with that to see if there's anything I can do to get them to work more like a pair of doors the way they should do. But at least the place is now secure, so it looks a little bit more fortified. But yeah, I'll play around with those to see if I can get them to work. I think there's a way. I've just forgotten what it is at this point. Okay, so we need to find the blocks that we need for our barn. I didn't put them in there. I put them in here. And we need these. We got some wood for our gable ends, but I'm not sure if we're going to need that for here or not. We've got these blocks here, which we'll probably use for the inside of the barn, the flooring, although goodness knows we're not going to have enough of them here. So I'll just use up the ones I have. There we go, that's it for the moment. We've got our scaffolding, so we will just climb up here. And then, yeah, basically, the top of the barn here is all going to be in this, which is supposed to resemble wattle and daub, basically. So we'll just fill this in. Okay, that's approximately the right kind of height. And then we're going to need to do pretty much the same thing as we've done with this stable here, which is to say that we're going to need to put a thatched roof on it. Now, this is supposed to look more or less as though it's a sort of a... What am I I'm getting caught up in my own scaffolding. We're going to need a second scaffolding as well, I think, because we're not going to be able to get up there now. It's too tall. We're going to need to do some gable ends, and we're going to need to put a barn roof on, which is going to be pretty much the same as this one here, I think. So either we put gable ends on like we did there, or we do this. I quite like this, actually, so we might do it that way. And then I would like to put some half timbering on with sort of poles and pillars like this. So we're going to make another scaffolding before we do anything else, because we can't reach the roof at the moment. So scaffoldings, and I need one with a ramp. There we go. And we need to put that. And we need to put that on top of the existing one. Turn around, which I think should be possible. Oh, yes, it's just a little bit difficult to do. Thank you. Okay, is that going to be reachable? Hopefully so. We might need to make... Let's just see if we can get up there. No. It might be a little fiddly. Might need... Oh, no, I can just about manage it. There we go. Okay, right. So, we've got a few of these left. But I don't think we're going to need them for the farmhouse anyway, so I'll just shift those out of my inventory for the moment so we can get up there. So I'm going to go back down again now. Now I've proved I can get up, I'm going to go back down because we need our thatch out of here. It's not in there. Why do I keep going to the barrel? We need this, and we've got various other types of thatch as well. We're going to need some of those, but we're going to need 4 of them. Hello, why can't I pick them up? I don't think we used those ones last time, but I'll get them just in case. And then we've got some dirt in our inventory, so we can make some more. In our favourites menu, we have our so-called thatch. Oops, and we're going to need 2 more of those for sure. Okay, so we're going to need probably more than that, because of course we're going to need to put our roof is going to need to go up more than 1 block to look like this one. There we go. So we'll start from this side. Okay, so this is proving to be a fairly tall roof. I probably won't. I'll leave it fairly flat at the top, I think, but rather than take it all the way up, otherwise it's going to be, you know, sort of ridiculously tall. I just have to move out the way to place that. And then we have to level it off on the inside as well. So let's just take a little bit of a step back to see what that looks like. All of our thatch roof is gonna look relatively tall, I think. And then what I'm doing on the inside, I'll just do 1 more layer, and I'm placing inside corners like this. As I say, the inside's still going to need a little bit of work. And then I'm putting, I think, in actual fact, it should be fairly smooth because of the way I'm doing it. I'm doing it in a slightly more efficient way than I did previously. And then I think we might just have, I don't know, I might just level that off as it is actually. But in order to do that, I would have to, let's see, I'll do it 1 more. I'll do 1 more layer from there, and that will do fine, I think. And we're going to need 2 more of those, of course. Let's just, oops, turn that round the way it wants to be. And there. And then, of course, here. And the light is fading as well. We need to set a bed up here, probably. We should probably set up our camp bed here. And then that takes away that problem. And then I've got just 2 corners to make there. And I think I'll just run down the roof there. It's getting a bit dark, but I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get, I think I have a sort of a grass bed somewhere in storage. I'm going to get that. I'm going to set it up. And then we've got somewhere to sleep, which is going to make things easier till we set a real bed. Okay, there we go. So we have a grass tent in our farmhouse, which will do us for the time being. And then we need 2 more of those. There we go. Perfect. We'll finish off this thatched roof. And then, as I say, what I want to do to try and finish the job off is make ourselves some wood beams to turn into, there we go, turn into sort of timbering, really. So I think I will get rid of these scaffolds. There we go. Just because they're a bit in our way at the moment. There we are. And we'll take those out of there. I'm going to put away the thatch for the time being. There we go. So we don't need that, all these blocks now. And then I do need these. And then, yeah, we're going to get some timbering. So you can see the way we've used the beams in all of these structures here. We're going to have some doors there as well. So I do need to be aware of the fact of where I put these beams. Maybe we're going to be better off with planks than beams. I'm not sure. Let's just see. I've got 1 beam here. So we could perhaps use this as a clue, or sort of a guide. So we're going to want some around the door. Let me just change the thickness of that. I think probably for a lintel, yeah, we want it, oopsie, not that thick. That thick. And then the length of the door, like so. There we go. So that's the kind of thing we want, and I don't think that's going to impede where we put the doors. We're going to put doors on that look very much like those, I think. And then we're going to need some more to put down the sides probably, and then on the walls as well to make them look a little bit less bland. And we do want to experiment with half timbering because we're going to be using that, not there, we're going to be using that on the house as well. So let's just see. We want this bench, I think, actually, don't we, for construction. So we want construction, and we want wood beams. And we want the dark ones, which look like that. Actually, it was the black ones, wasn't it? It's these ones here, because they look more like sort of very, very old oak. And then how many of those can we actually make? We can make 18. Well, we're going to need to chop some more trees down for this. But for now, let's just see what this looks like. So I'm going to make this one a little bit thinner, I think, and we'll turn it vertical, and we probably want it to be a smidgen taller than that. Whoops. And that's frustrating because it just wants to be ever so slightly short. Never mind, put that there, that on that side, and then probably, that is not what I wanted to do, probably we want to put some around the outside here as well. And so I need to check that that's not straight, is it? Not at all. Okay, that one I think is straight, but it's kind of hard to tell. There we are. Occasionally when you're doing this, you just have to hit backspace to make sure the thing is straight. And again, I think we perhaps want this one to be a little bit thinner, like that. And then we need to do the same here, but this one needs to be shorter. Whoopsie, not thin that way. Shorter, like so. And then we're going to want vertical ones, which are going to be thinner again. She says, hitting the wrong one, the wrong button. Like that kind of thing. And do we want them to go the whole way up like that? We probably do, to be fair. We'll have one on the corner there that's a bit thicker, I think. But the ones in between, it's a shame they're going to be so regular, really. They're going to be almost too regular for us, really. And that one there is going to... I don't suppose it matters if it's clipping through. So this one here, obviously, we don't want it clipping through. Let's just shorten it. There we go. And the same here. And they could, yeah, they could, in order to be authentic, they could do with being rather wonkier than they are. But there we go. They're not absolutely even as it is, as you can see. And then, as I say, on the corners, we'll just shorten that off so it's the right kind of length. There. And I will make that thicker. And the same for this corner over here. And then we've got 5 left. We need to place some more of these beams at the top there, and I will make these as long as I can. And that wants to go right off the edge, so that's annoying. Like that. And can we make this one longer? It's not going to fit. It's not going to go the whole way whatever we do, I don't think, so we may as well just try and make it meet up as best we can. There we are, and we're going to want to repeat the same pattern around this side, though as I say, I am going to need to do some more forestry in order to supply us with sufficient wood to do this. There, we've run out, but you can see the effect that we've got there, which is really quite pleasing. I might have another one going along sort of on the horizontal plane there, but possibly not actually. I think it looks quite good the way it is, but I'm going to need to get some more wood logs so that we can continue doing that. And again, we're going to do the same thing with the upper story of our farmhouse. The upper story of the farmhouse from above the door there likewise is going to be half timbered effect like that. And I'm going to make some doors for the barn, which are going to pretty much match the gates there, and put those in place as well. And we need some more of this cobbling, this one here. There we go, to finish off our barn floor as well. As I say, these flags a little bit on the small side really, but otherwise pretty much do the job. And we could always rethink it later, but I think, to be honest, that they're perfectly good. They're going to be more or less ideal, and I am planning on putting some of those on the outside in our courtyard as well. Not all of it. I think, to be honest, having quite a bit of mud in here and perhaps some grass as well is going to be appropriate, but we might have some sort of pathways going on as well. And here, I don't know, I think I'm going to just put some sort of an archway over there rather than actually having a physical gate. I don't think I really need to put an actual gateway in there. So we'll just leave it open. And yeah, in the next episode, I guess we'll start sort of perhaps dressing up the I'm going to finish this half timbering off camera because there's not too much of it left to do now. Well, I need to do the outside of the back as well there. I'm probably going to put some timbering on the end of that gable as well, because that's going to make it look better. I'm going to shut that to keep the sheep from wandering in. And then in the next episode, as I say, we're perhaps going to do a little bit of dressing up the courtyard, but mostly what we're going to be doing is starting to build the farmhouse proper. And then we can sort of get this part of the build more or less finished and move on to the next. But for now, I'm going to take a drink out of my well just to prove that it can be done without falling in. There we go, just about. There we are. When we get a canteen finally, we're going to be able to drink out of, fill out our canteen from there as well. Okay, guys, so we are making slow but steady progress. I hope you like the job so far. Yeah, as I say, in the next episode, we're going to get on with the house itself. It's probably going to take another couple of episodes to get this place more or less finished. And after that, we'll be on to the next part of our build. So do let me know if you're liking the way things are going so far. It's raining. Hit that like button and also leave me your comments and your suggestions. And I do hope you'll join me next time we play Rising World Survival. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.